Please say hi to Shawn O'Hara, everybody.
For an amateur comedian in Victoria, the chances to hone your craft are limited. Back alley comedy is changing that.
Duncan Paulson and Colby Weeds were sitting at the Canby and not talking to me at all. And they were like, oh, we're totally going to start our own room. And I was like, I would love to be a part of that. And they're like, I stumbled upon a place called Temple Bar, and it was a really great room, and I kind of had a vision when I was in there. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I called up Duncan the next day, and I was like, look, I found this awesome venue, and I talked to him about it, and we worked out a deal and all this stuff, and he wants to meet with us tomorrow. And Duncan was kind of like, what?
Stand-up comedy doesn't pay the bills for any of these amateur comics. So what is it that keeps these performers coming back week after week?
It's addictive. I think, like at any open mic, people are like, oh, I've been thinking about going up. And I'm like, if you're thinking about going up, go up. And they say like, oh, well, I don't know. And I'm like, no, go up. Like, it's the only art form in the world where you can only go on stage.
The problem with Glasgow, Scotland is there's no magic about it. There's just people with no teeth trying to kill other people with no teeth.
It's just really awesome when you can make someone laugh, like when you can make people laugh. That's such like a pure moment. It's like, I said something you thought was funny, you laughed right away. You know what I mean? Like, it's a gut reaction, and if you can do that for like half a second or whatever, everybody's kind of forgetting about like all the shitty stuff in their life, and it's just like, we're all having such a good time together, aren't we? And that's just a really cool feeling.
When I was in high school, 2 people were injured with swords. 2 people were injured with swords. To be fair, one of them was an accident. The second one was justice.
It's always like you're chasing this high. You're like, I need to get up and I need to do a great set. Because when you do, I imagine it's like how being a heroin addict is, you know what I mean? Like, you go up and you have a really great set and you're like, yes, yes! And then the next set it's like not as good and you're like, that wasn't the same. It didn't feel the same, I need more. And then you're just always chasing that perfect set. Whether or not it ever happens is a different story. But
I ate at a 7-Eleven before I got here. Huh. I didn't even know that 7-Eleven served food. Like, 7-Eleven serving food seems kind of like playing Russian roulette with yourself. You know, like you put one bolt in the chamber and you just put diarrhea in the other 5.
You look at the world today and where you fit into it, and where you're useful. And that's like more than money and more than just a job to keep a roof over your head, because you can only do that stuff for so long before you know, are on the bell tower up there with a rifle. Like, that's my boss, you know. So yeah, there's, you know, everybody's got to find their place, and I want this so much. Like, it's just so important to me.